Are you serious? Are you serious, guys? We have breaking news coming out of the Middle East. This just in, taking place in the Middle East. We have a conflict, I guess, if you will, a dueling situation between two CIA directors, the current CIA director and a former CIA director, all because of what's going on in Israel. It is getting crazy. This just in, I'm going to share it with you. Just give me 1 second here. First, go to getcert.com/Paul. That's getcert.com/Paul. Have you heard of the CERT food diet? Probably not, because it's something that was only popular among celebrities until now. In fact, it's actually not a restrictive diet at all. It's all about specific foods you should be adding to your diet. You may know some big names who have actually followed this diet, like the world-famous singers, which we can't mention here because she reported lost 100 pounds using this exact same method in 2019. Or maybe you've heard of a certain mixed martial artist, Conor McGregor, who claims to have used this diet as well, or world championship boxer David Haye, who credits his amazing shape to this. But now, two international best-selling authors who created the CERT food diet, a guy by the name of Glenn Matton, and the other one is Aidan Goggins, have a new, even more incredible way to get these potent CERT foods to all Americans by combining them all into one revolutionary, powerful drink so you can get all the benefits of the diet by just drinking this. It's called Ultimate CERT Juice. What? It was designed to help you lose weight, support your overall health, give you more energy to do the things you love. And I know I've tried it, and I've been amazed at the results myself. If only I would continue to stick to it. It's truly amazing. And since you're a loyal listener, I'm giving you all, he said, 20%, $20 discount. What? Not 20%, but $20 discount on this amazing product to try it for yourself. And hey, it's way cheaper than buying any of that juice cleanse or all those ingredients. Go get your supply of Ultimate CERT Juice. Go right now to CERT. Here's where you go. You go to getcert.com/Paul. That's getcert.com/Paul. It's on the click on the link below. It'll take you straight there. Get it now. Find out about it. This is really is good. Okay, it really works. Okay, now let me tell you what's going on here, because there's things are heating up. Ever since last night, when President Joe Biden did the anger, the rage, the yelling, the rage, the high energies, State of the Union address, there's been serious issues that have come out of this. Mainly that he's angry. That he wants to build a dock. I thought I had to clear out all the spiritual earwax out of my ears when I heard him say he wanted to build a shipping dock in Gaza to help get supplies there. Dude, end the war. Okay? Help Israel root these guys out and put an end to it. Get rid of Hamas, and then Israel will be in control, and then you can put in a permanent dock. But anyway, let me tell you what's going on. The CIA director, William Burns, quietly traveled to the Middle East, was in Qatar today to press the Biden administration's case for a hostage release deal between Hamas and Israel. That would coincide with a 6-week temporary pause in fighting to allow humanitarian aid to be surged into Gaza, according to multiple sources telling the news media. Now, William Burns, the CIA director, arrived there in Qatar last night ahead of the meetings with the Qatari Prime Minister Mohammed bin Abdulrahman Al Thani. Don't ask me to say it twice. It's not right. I'll never say it the same. It don't matter. But anyway, he met with this prime minister, having traveled to Cairo in Egypt there for a round of talks with officials there. The multi-stop trip has been involved a meeting of the Squad. Who? The Squad. Yes, those 4 representatives from the United States. No, not the squad that we deal with in the Congress. No. This is the U.S., Qatar, Egypt, and Israel. In contrast to past talks, according to the sources, Burns is not expected to stop in Israel. Instead, he went to Egypt. Excuse me. He went to Egypt, and then he went to Qatar. According to sources, Burns is not expected to go there to Israel. He's scheduled to testify this coming Monday at the Senate Intelligence Committee for its annual hearing on worldwide threats. The CIA director declined to comment on his travels, but the Biden administration has been pressing for a hostage and ceasefire deal to be secured ahead of the start of the holy month of Ramadan. Now, that's starting approximately Sunday, March 10th, Ramadan. Biden would like to have a cease deal done before Ramadan because I'll tell you what it is. He doesn't want Israel to still be pounding in and hunting down Hamas during the month of Ramadan. But Israel's not going to do a deal just because it's 2 days from Ramadan. Israel's been begging for one thing. Tell us the names of all the hostages that are alive and all of them that are dead. Tell us who's alive and who's dead. Give us the list. And they refuse to give them the list. So you can forget about it. If you won't tell them, that's the only request they had. And you won't tell them. That makes you wonder how many of them are actually alive, 134 people. Both Israel and Hamas withdrew their delegations from talks earlier in the week while leaving open the possibility for continued negotiations. But news of CIA Director Burns' travels comes one day after Biden announced he had ordered the U.S. military to start building a temporary port along the coast of Gaza to facilitate the transport of humanitarian aid. Now, in his State of the Union address, the president said the port will enable a massive increase in the amount of humanitarian assistance getting into Gaza every day. He added that Israel must do its part to alleviate the suffering of civilians in the Hamas-controlled Palestinian enclave. Well, what about Hamas? Should they do their part? Should they do their part by giving over the hostages so that this thing could be wrapped up? To the leadership of Israel, I say this: humanitarian assistance cannot be a secondary consideration or a bargaining chip, says Biden. Protecting and saving innocent lives has got to be a priority. No, the priority, Mr. President, is the elimination of Hamas and this rescue of the remaining hostages. That's the priority. Priority number one, get the hostages. Priority number two, destroy Hamas. Priority number three, rebuild the Gaza Strip under Israeli rule with tons of humanitarian aid and support, and help them even rebuild the area under Israeli rule. That's really the 1, 2, 3 winning combination, but that's not what people want to hear. At least that's not what the Biden administration wants to hear. Hamas militants, don't forget, stormed Israel on October 7th, killing more than 1,200 people and abducting 250 hostages. Since then, Israel has been in the offensive to go after Hamas. And some of the hostages have been released, but 134 still haven't. And Israel has repeatedly asked for a list of how many are alive and how many are dead. And give us the names. And they refuse to give them the names. So somehow Israel's the bad guy. Now, let me just tell you what the former CIA director, David Petraeus, he then spoke just in. He said Israel should finish the job, destroy Hamas. So the president of the United States is saying, we got to have 6 weeks of peace, can't fight during the holy month of Ramadan. And I'm going to order my military to build a temporary dock to bring more food and supplies into the people. And I'm not against that. I'm not against food being brought in people. You don't need to build a dock, though. Just drive them in from Egypt. Open the door in Egypt and just drive them in. That's what they've been doing. Just keep driving them in. Drive in the food in the trucks. But anyway, the This is all part of the negotiation posturing by the president. But the CIA director says, look, Israel should just finish the job, destroy Hamas. The key now is to stop. Don't stop until, do not stop until Hamas is defeated. Do not stop, is what he's saying. Do not stop until Hamas is defeated. That is former CIA director, retired U.S. General David Petraeus. He was in Ukraine. The former CIA director, David Petraeus, said that Israel should continue their counteroffensive in Gaza until Hamas is fully destroyed. Speaking at an annual Institute for National Security conference in Tel Aviv, Israel, which held 5 months to the day that Hamas on October 7th attacked Israel, David Petraeus, the former CIA director, commended the IDF ground troops for doing an excellent job, and the key now is to not stop until Hamas is fully destroyed, according to Petraeus. But that's not what the White House is saying. That's not what the current CIA director is doing. So which is it? What is the American position, really? Well, the former CIA chief, David Petraeus, went on to say that Israel must ensure that the Gazans are receiving humanitarian aid, including hospitals are functioning and construction will return. After Hamas is defeated, he said, then you can have to secure the people. I absolutely agree with our government of the United States, he said, that we must allow humanitarian assistance. Israel's not stopping humanitarian assistance. Egypt just is letting them open a little bitty door, and that's one truck at a time go in. Israel's not stopping it. Israel's actually helping them when they get it in to try to help them get it in the area to where it's safe. The one time that Israel said, let all the trucks come in you want, the people overrun the trucks, and 104 people got trampled or run over by the trucks. And that's not Israel's fault. So, yeah, Petraeus is right. You have to defeat Hamas, period. While emphasizing that Hamas must be fully destroyed, the former CIA director David Petraeus expressed support for an eventual two-state solution, which I totally disagree with that, called it the only stable solution for peace with the Palestinians and the Saudi Arabian normalization. So Petraeus says get it done, but then you got to have a two-state solution. I disagree with him. Biden don't even say get it done. He just says, let's build a dock for more humanitarian aid, and we can't be fighting during Ramadan. So you can see what I'm saying. This is a very, very biblically charged situation. Biblically charged. And now you have two CIA directors, the current one and the former one, saying two different things. You got the White House saying a third thing. You got half the Congress standing with Israel, and the other half the Congress standing with the Palestinians. Okay, you have the other nations in the entire Middle East that are on edge, and you have Hezbollah with thousands of rockets ready to fire them at Israel and shooting a few every day. You got the Syrians, the Russians, the Iranians, the Houthis, all of these guys chomping at the bit to try to make an attack on Israel. They're wanting to do it so bad. And this is what's going on. We're in the end times. There's no question. Now, I was just, if you have One American Network, OAN. If you have this, I don't have it on my television, but if you have OAN, One America Network, I'm on today in about an hour. It comes on at 6 o'clock. There's a show that comes on at 6 o'clock. The host is Allison Steinberg, and she interviews both me and Troy Anderson about our new book, Revelation 9/11. But she asks some very serious questions, and I mean tough questions, okay? And so we were going on there to talk about the book, which we did talk about the book, but we were asked some very point-blank questions that I think has to do with the political climate of today. So here's what I'm going to say. If you have OAN television, tonight, this show comes on at 6 o'clock tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern on OAN or One America Network. And we're only on for about 12 minutes. It's about a 1-hour show, so I don't know where. There's like 5 different segments. I couldn't tell you where we fit in that. But if you have OAN Network, you can tune in and see it. I'd like to see it myself. Check it out. We just interviewed it. I was just sitting here. We just did the interview just about an hour ago. We're running out of time, folks. We're running out of time. Are you serious? Saturday was silent, and surely it was through. Since when has impossible ever stopped you? And Friday's disappointment is Sunday's empty tomb. Since when has impossible ever stopped you? Think about it. This is the sound of a dry bones rattling. This is the praise make a dead man walk again. Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. This is the sound of dry bones rattling. Pentecostal fire, stirring something new. You're not gonna run out of miracles anytime soon. Your resurrection power, it runs in my veins too. I believe there's another miracle here in this room. This is the sound of dry bones rattling. This is the praise make a dead man walk again. Open the grave, I'm coming out. I'm gonna live again. Think about it. This is the sound of dry bones rattling. My God is able to save and deliver and heal and restore anything that He wants to. Just ask the man who was thrown on the bones of Elijah. Oh, yes. If there's anything that He can do. Just ask the stone that was rolled at the tomb. Oh, think about this now. Think about this. Son of man, these
bones are the whole house of Israel.
You can't stop prophecy.
Prophesy and say to them, thus saith the Lord God,
Behold,
my people, I will open your graves and cause you to come up from your graves and bring you into the land of Israel. Then you shall know that I am the Lord, and I will put my spirit in you, and I will place you in your own land, and you shall live. I will place you in your own land. You shall live, 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 live.
oh yes. Dry bones live. Somebody shout. Oh, that song's called Rattle. The dry bones are rattling in the valley of dry bones. Ezekiel chapter 37, it is the prophecy. Several prophecies you can look at there. One, it's definitely the prophecy of the rebirth of Israel as a nation. Number two, it's also the prophecy of the resurrection from the dead, that God has the power to raise us from the dead. And the rebirth of Israel as a nation was certainly a resurrection, because the nation of the children of Israel have been scattered all over the world and then had to endure the Holocaust under Nazi Germany's Adolf Hitler. So this is a very, very interesting situation. The breaking news, if you just got here, the CIA director, William Burns, is in the Middle East right now trying to really twist the arm of the Israelis on behalf of President Joe Biden to try to get them to agree to a ceasefire. Israel has said, we'll do a ceasefire, but give us the list of the names and of the 134 hostages, and tell us which ones are alive and which ones are dead. Give us that report. And Hamas refuses to do it. So what do you think? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Israel's going to keep the hammer down. And will they? And Ramadan is Sunday. So we're coming. I'm telling you, this thing is on the brink, guys. We're on the brink right now of the Middle East and maybe the world blowing sky high if this war continues at the pace it's on through the 30 days of the holy month of Ramadan. So let's just watch very closely what takes place. Again, I am on television tonight at 6 p.m. There's a show, it's a 1-hour show with Allison Steinberg. Is that her name? I'm just want to get that right now. Really nice lady. Allison Steinberg. It's a 1-hour show. It's on the One America Network. That's OAN, the OAN Network. OAN Network. And I was interviewed along with Troy Anderson, my co-author, about the book Revelation 9:11, but also they ask us some very point-blank, tough questions. It has to do, guys, with some, I think it's definitely tied to the election, so you'll just need to hear it. I don't even want to say it here. You need to see the show if you can. It's on tonight at 6 p.m. It's a 1-hour show. We're only on for 12 minutes. I don't know where in that 1 hour we're on. You'll just have to watch it. I don't have that network, so I can't see it here. But it's 6 p.m. Eastern tonight. God bless all of you. We love you. I'll be back. We got a whole lot more current events going on right now. We're going to be uploading those a little bit later this evening, so watch for those reports. And anything major starts breaking, I'll be right back here on the coming apocalypse. Give your life to Jesus Christ. Are you serious? We're running, folks. We're really running out of time.